Hey pals, Peeps here. Thanks for dropping in today. Thought I'd do some hoops and hockey and hoops, because it's all happening, for crying out loud. We got NBA playoffs, we got Stanley Cup playoffs. Saw the Wolves and the Wild win Game 4 last night. Bedlam, at least as much bedlam as you might imagine in the first round. It was fantastic to watch, and I got the fever today. All right, I got all three cards over here that represent my Wemby collection, apart from a pickup I made recently. These all three here in the background are from 2023. I'll go through those really quickly. This is my 2023 Revolution insert called Lift Off. It's a die cut, which is kind of unusual for me. However, I was looking for an insert of Wemby that sort of fit, let's say. And being the alien and all, I thought Lift Off was a good one. It's a great shot of Wemby going up for a dunk. I just watched the game earlier today. He had 7 blocks to go along with like 27 points and, I don't know, a dozen or 14 rebounds or something. And took over the game in the second half to beat the Blazers. And he really is an alien, guys. This guy is incredible. And I just, I wanted an insert, and this was a cheap one too. This was not, I think it's a fairly common insert. Probably pick it up raw for very little. This was less than the cost of a blaster. So I like to use those measurements. But anyway, Lift Off here from 2023, rookie season, Panini Revolution. Here's the back of this one, which is kind of uneventful. Sort of reminds me of the 2018 Topps flagship parallels with that kind of splash in the background. All right, enough of that. What else do we got here? All right, next we got the 2023 Topps Chrome Refractor. This is the Topps Chrome Rookie. Unlicensed at this point, but the pose really was a perfect choice, I think. And it sort of negates the lack of license. We see that in baseball too, with like catchers cards and other cards that just do a good job of kind of hiding the fact that there is no uniform, like Spurs logo. But anyhow, the refractor, the base refractor is really the one I wanted. There are a couple other ones like blue basketball and orange basket, I can't remember, but I just felt like sticking with the standard, the long-standing refractor going back to 1993. 30 years of the Topps refractor. So that's a nice one. I'm stoked to add that. That's a while back. I've had that for a little while now. Then we got the Hoops Premium stock. Again, I've had this for a while, and I remember choosing this for the image, the legacy of the Hoops brand, and there's actually a fairly low population on this one in comparison to a lot of the other options. I just love the image here, and again, love the Hoops brand. As a kid, I would open up Hoops basketball cards, so that really rings true to me. And this is essentially like a Hoops Chrome, and this is the refractor. All right, moving on, in the background we have a box bottom from 2017-2018 OPG. There's the All-Star Ovechkin. I got it because of the Ovechkin All-Star. I think that was all of like $5 plus another buck shipping, maybe $6 to my door. But 17-18, of course, is when Ovechkin won the whole thing with the Caps, and love those big seasons and the representation of the big season. In this case, the OPG box bottom. Now, I do have that card separately, cut out in my Z Folio for hockey, but I thought it was cool to have the whole box bottom with the, here, I'll bring it closer, with the dash marks for cutting. Blank back, but fits nicely in one of these oversized top loaders. And then I've got my 2024-25 O-Pee-Chee Retro Black. Now these are always numbered to 100, as you see there on the back. These have a black stamp. Just beautiful cardstock, beautiful card design on these. I love the O-Pee-Chee Retro Blacks to 100. Now, I think they have been doing the Retro Black to 100 for at least 10 years, maybe 15. I should look that up. I'll put it on the screen. But anyhow, I really wanted a nice representation of the big season where Ovi broke the all-time goal-scoring record. So this was my choice. Went to the Retro Black to 100, and that represents Ovi. I did also pick up recently, thanks to our pal Shane, who is costing me money. I picked up what is essentially the Topps Now of hockey, which is Upper Deck's Game Dated Moments. Picked one of those up on ComC of Ovi celebrating that illustrious goal on the ice. So that's a fantastic one. I recommend it. I'll put the card number up maybe on the screen here if you're looking for it. And on to the pickups. Let's go back to basketball. I picked up one Wemby. I wanted some kind of color match parallel in the 2025 flagship design, which I love so much. Cross-sport design from baseball to basketball and now football. So I just think this particular card design it just has something special. There it is. This is the Blackout. Now this was super reasonable. It was already graded, which was really appealing. And I love the Blackout parallel. It was a retail exclusive parallel on Black Friday. There were retail blaster boxes that had these in them. You know, so a much shorter print run than the regular flagship retail. And here they are. I mean, they're kind of like a sepia foil. It's a foil, it's not a chromium card. And I just love the color match on the Blackout for the Spurs, in that it's kind of black and white, you know. Stoked about that one. I would love to get the Topps Black of Wemby, but let me tell you, that thing is not cheap, and I'm gonna have to sell some things to get to that. All right, now this is had quite a while ago. I don't believe I've shown it yet, but I'm super proud of this one because I think this could represent a back-to-back MVP and title, and that is none other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. Look at the shot on that card. This, of course, is the Topps Black. These are numbered to 68. I don't know if there it is. Numbered to 68 because it's the 68th anniversary of the very first Topps basketball set. That was 1957. It's been 68 years. And here we are, 2025 Topps Black SGA. MVP, world champion, and honestly, I think this is probably going to represent a second straight MVP, and of course, they're in a great position to win another title. So I was super happy to add that. All right, we're going back a season, 24-25, SGA's first MVP and title on the Prism Silver. Now these are much more common in 24-25 than say they were in like 2015-16. In that 10-year span, you know, the silvers became much more common. But this was like $3 or something. And I just love again, the legacy of the Prism Silver, how far it goes back. And I think we're looking, Prism Silvers were back in, the first ones were 2013, I want to say. We're looking at 10 years of this parallel. And I just think it's a mainstay. So that was an easy one. Just a few bucks to my door, representing, again, last year's MVP and world title. And I went ahead and added the blue. Classic blue. Prism blues are always numbered to 199. Much like Topps Chrome Blue, numbered to 150. It's also been a kind of a mainstay parallel. Nice pairing here. I've got two more that encapsulate that first MVP and title, and they are from Donruss Optic. And maybe I'll show this one first. This is the orange, but it picks up beautifully on the little bit of orange that's in that Thunder jersey. And I love the image on this. I mean, that is some image of SGA. Incredible shine on these. Really incredible shine. It's fabulous. And that little bit of orange striping in the jersey and around the letters and numbers, it just sunk to me. This was a COMC buy. This was very little. And these are in, let's see, in Optic, these are numbered to 175. The color was more important than the number. I have to rearrange here. And its partner, the teal blue, which is the perfect jersey color match for the Thunder. I think this is called teal blue or light blue. And these were to 225, but again, it's more about the card itself, the look of it, the shot, the color, than it is the number. I honestly couldn't care if this one was numbered to 999. It'd still be super appealing to me. Also super reasonable. So there's our little Shea showcase. And now we're going to switch it up to some Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm going to clear the board here. All right, just a few pickups to show in regards to hockey and the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's the first one, 24-25 OPC Retro Black to 100. Eric Sinek needed this one for the team. This goes into the Z Folio. I've been picking up these for a few years now, and they go right into the Z. I find them on COMC or on eBay, usually quite cheap. Ken's Cardboard knows a little bit about this, and Mike over at Scoots Collectibles. Those are two guys that you should watch. I'll link them. Great guys, and they've been getting their team players in the OPC Black Retro, just like me. All right, next couple are from this year's 2025-26 OPC. Got the Retro Black Brock Faber. Super important player for the Wild and Team USA, of course. Love the design this year. I haven't opened up any OPC this year. I usually try to open one blaster box of it just to have some fun, but I haven't opened any this year. I've stuck to the singles game, and that's probably wise. But anyway, stoked to get this Brock Faber Black. As you can see, number 200 here. This is also black foil. Love that one. And had to add maybe my second favorite Wild player to Boldy, Zuccarello, Zooks. He's been banged up. I hope he's coming back for tomorrow night's game, because we could really use him. And with that, I thought I'd rip a quick pack of 2024-25 OPC. What are the hopes of getting a black retro to 100? I think they're pretty low. Let's do it anyways. But who knows? Stranger things have happened, right? Here we go. Nyquist, Garland, Bobrovsky. Hey, Kirill the Thrill. There we go. We got a Wild player. I guess that belongs on the board. On tour. Hey, a retro. What do you know? Is that Halden? Hallinan. Brian Hallinan for the New Jersey Devils on the retro. Very cool. Can't remember how often you do get a retro. I think they're not like super tough or anything. I just don't know how many are in a box. Firster, and Stuart Skinner. There's our pack of OPC. But I got a bonus here. I mentioned that I picked up a special pack of hockey cards at the Antiques Mall. And I think we should open it, given that it's a Stanley Cup playoffs and I'm having a lot of fun here. Let's do it. It's the 95-96 Topps Hockey Series 2, where you could find a mystery finest and a mystery finest refractor. So it'd be a very early refractor. It'd probably be super green. And who knows, these cards could be totally bricked. Oh look, they even have odds on the back. Mystery Finest, 1 in 36 packs. A Finest Refractor, 1 in 216 packs. So, I think we got to do it. I'm just hoping they're not completely destroyed from being in this pack for so long. But who knows, maybe not. And boy, this is some kind of baggie it's in. I don't even know if I can display that, can I? All right, here we go. I've got to flip these around. I think I got them the right way here. And there it is, the design from that year. It's not bad. I'm sure I have a few of these kicking around my collection somewhere. But it's not a year one would gravitate to, well, at least I wouldn't think about, but the chance at a Finest Refractor is pretty cool. I don't think we got one in here, so spoiler alert. Kilger. We've got a Jamie Storr. We've got the goalie collection. We've got a Marquee Men. Marquee Men, is that Eddie the Eagle? It is. Look at that, some charts and graphs on the back. Do all your research via hockey cards, which is what we all used to do. We got Steve Thomas. Boy, the names are hard to read as they're kind of buried in here. Mike Keane. Chris Osgood, kind of a legendary Wings goalie. Daigle, the Senators. Todd Harvey, another Daigle. So you got doubles on the Daigle. Sean Van Allen, and then another Marquee Men of Jim Carrey for the Blues. A couple of Marquee Men in this pack. And there you have it. The excitement was, I guess, more of a thud. So there you have it. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the playoffs and take care of yourselves. Peace.